I'm Dr. Sheldon Cooper. Welcome to Sheldon Cooper Presents Fun with Flags.
Clytus, I'm bored. What plaything can you offer me today?
Excuse me, sir, is this the Delta House?
Sure. Come on in.
Joe, own the truth.
Owns.
The following program is intended for mature audiences.
Toes banging on the wang.
Woo! I may have to wipe the geek off.
Woo! Am I the meanest?
Sure enough.
Am I the prettiest?
Sure enough.
Am I the baddest mofo low down around this town?
Sure enough.
Well, who am I?
Sure enough.
The Shogun of Harlem. How are we not sponsored by PBR and Slim Jim yet? Damn it.
Take him to Detroit.
No, not Detroit. No, please. Anything but that. No.
I used to hang out at the Magumbo Bar. It was a rough place, the seediest dive on the wharf, populated with every reject and cutthroat from Bombay to Calcutta. It's worse than Detroit.
You will never find the more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Then don't come. Shut up.
Yeah, I can't take that position.
Woo!
I don't know who brought that bell in, but Bob's got a new toy.
Woo!
Guess Captain Soundboard doesn't know how to run the soundboard.
Woo!
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
So, what would you little maniacs like to do first?
The question isn't what are we going to do. The question is what aren't we going to do.
Ludicrous speed. Go.
Working our way to a 7-minute intro. Welcome to the IT and the D show. This is Bob the sales guy. We're joined by Dave, the geek Jeff, the voice of reason. This is episode 15. Who owned the Chiefs?
Owns.
You go 2 blocks for 2 minutes, you feel shame.
Exactly. One of the
What did he say? Owns.
So like every week we bug Dave to change the intro. No, you got to add this one. No, you got to add this one. This week he did all of them.
I think by episode 25, the entire first hour is just going to be the intro music.
It's getting there.
Welcome to our first segment, the intro.
It's getting there. So yeah, what is this, Monday? I don't even know what date this is.
What is it, the 14th?
14th. Yeah, 14th.
Jeez, how was the weekend? Everything was all right?
Good. Solid, actually.
Yeah, government's still shut down, so I guess that's a good thing.
Well, you know what? We were laughing at the bar earlier that the EBT system, did you read about this?
Oh, my God, yeah. People were riding at a Walmart or something like that. Pay less shoes.
The best that I saw was there was basically
being handed Slim Jims. I love it. Thank you.
And it's the jumbo meat sticks tonight. That's all they had, so yeah. So I mean, there was a Walmart in Louisiana where the store manager literally said, "We haven't seen anything like this since Katrina hit."
Right, because it was actually worse than the hurricane.
Oh yeah, because I mean, in case you missed the memo, what happened is, and I saw the signs on the Meyer doors on Saturday when I was going shopping with my kids that said, "Hey, sorry, the EBT system is down. We can't process EBT payments."
But I thought because I thought it was just down. They couldn't process payments. So not about the limit.
Well, right. No. So what happened was I guess they did a failover / backup and recovery test.
Yeah, this actually has nothing to do with the shutdown. It's just bad timing.
Oh yeah. No. I mean, it was they'll
blame it on the Republicans.
Well, of course they will.
Of course, it's all what the hell. Ted Cruz. It's all his fault.
Oh yeah, the devil.
Yeah, somebody did a failover on the
backup and failover test,
yep.
And it took out Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Florida. Like, just took them out completely.
Yeah.
Well, and unfortunately, the systems that were still left up and running, it's not that they weren't there, it's that they weren't able to process limits on the card. So you had people that were literally... you had people that were going through and basically, doing the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
So I saw pictures of that, and there's like 150 carts full of groceries at the top, and all you saw was like Doritos.
It looked like the old the Toys R Us thing where they used to have that contest for kids where you could run around the store and
shop till you drop.
Shop
man.
TV, yeah,
The old
whatever it
game
was called.
show. Yeah. They're bringing that back, by the way, with Guy Fieri. It looks terrible.
I saw something. I was working from home today, and I actually, had the TV on for background noise because, like everybody else, I had no idea the Wings were on at 1 o'clock.
I thought it was hilarious that all the EBT people were complaining about it being down on their iPhones on Twitter.
Right.
Yeah. But I caught the thing with Guy Fieri today. But yeah, I mean, that's the part that kills me. So yeah, you had people that went out and blew like thousands and thousands of dollars. And so now the big debate is, okay, is Walmart, are these stores going to take the hit? Is the government going to take the hit?
People were livid, and they knew that they had 50 cents on their card, because I saw one quote from a woman.
They tore apart a shoe store. It has nothing to do with food. They tore apart a shoe store. They were rioting. Yes. I saw it was on the news. It was like a Payless shoe store. It was totally gutted.
Well, and that's the part that kills me is, and again, it comes down to intent and personal responsibility and entitlement.
Yes.
You know what the deal is. You know how much money is there for you to spend on things. Yeah. Like, I get glitches and I get all that fun, happy hoo-ha. We all deal in IT. We all know that things, wacky mayhem ensues from time to time.
But who runs those?
But it's straight out theft is what it is.
Who runs those systems, though? I mean, you think at something at that grandeur of a level that you have backup, failover. The database threshold test.
The database administrator responsible for this. Yep, my fault. My bad.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry. Well, but how long ago was it? I mean, it was the state of Virginia lost the entire DMV network because
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, it was like maybe a year and a half ago because 2 EMC cards that they bought at the exact. They bought. The purchase order was 2 EMC cards. Well, they both failed the same time.
They didn't have database locking enabled.
Right. So, both cards failed at the same time, and it took out the entire DMV network, which, people couldn't get their licenses renewed. They couldn't get, anything done.
That's a cluster to begin with, and you're going to add that on top of it?
Oh, is the Cisco guy going to tell us why EMC is a cluster?
It's one of those companies that are friends until we compete against you in cloud stuff that we hate you. It's kind of a weird...
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, by the way, one of the weirdest things I saw driving on the way here, and you'll appreciate this because we didn't talk to you yet at the bar, Jeff, is I'm driving up and I see like... I don't recognize that logo, and I saw...
Yeah, Jeff was being a responsible, concerned parent this evening, by the way, so he didn't join us at the bar beforehand.
What's that?
I don't know.
Well, he's on yet another, because what is it, the Oakland County Tech Council?
Yeah, the Oakland County.
Because that's what everybody needs is another tech council.
Well, of course, yeah. A room full of people that really can't make a decision.
We talk about their own companies over and over and over and over. Who?
You were saying, Bob.
So I was saying, I saw a billboard, like a regular, not a digital billboard, just a plain billboard for NetApp. And I go, when's the
last time
you saw a vendor, like an IT vendor, manufacturer, put up a billboard in this?
Was it new?
Yeah, it said 96% of Fortune 100 use NetApp are you, and it was like a dude's head, and that was the ad. It was really hard to read too.
Well, of course, yeah. People driving by it at 90 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was doing 95.
Or Bob at 110 because he's in Grand Theft Auto.
No, that's only on the lodge.
That's the lodge. On the median.
How is the Grand Theft Auto addiction coming? By the way,
it's tapering just because I beat the game already.
Really?
Yeah. So now I'm just like doing like stupid stuff to make me laugh.
Did you see that thing I sent you, the video where it had all the pop culture movie references?
Yeah, I've done, at least every one of those. If not, I was kind of like, I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
check. Oh, haven't done that one yet.
Gotta go find it.
Yeah. Right. But, when's the last time you saw, like, even a Microsoft or a Cisco?
I remember seeing the Net Zero ones all the time.
Yeah, but Net Zero isn't even in that category. I'm talking, like, EMC, because you brought up EMC.
Right.
Those big, huge, like, IBM ones. I never, like, regular print media.
No, it's been a long time since there's been like true actual billboards floating around.
I wonder if they're just like rolling the dice, or if this is actually like a
they're going old school.
I guess
they can't afford one of those digital banners.
But then again, though, like my thing with billboard, like what is it? A CI going to drive by? And go, we really should put NetApp in. Like, wait, what?
Well, and so funny thing. So
1997 called.
Right. No. So Anita and I are driving out to Imlay City because my niece was on her homecoming court. Hi, McKenna. And so we were driving out there, and literally,
there's 3 people in that school.
Dude, in Imlay City. Small town life.
I saw your posters. Yeah, the parade consisted of like one band.
Oh yeah,
and a fire engine.
It was a dude with a trumpet, somebody with a snare drum, and like 4 cars.
Yeah, the Ortonville parade was pretty much the same thing.
Can I do a funny small town story real quick? So we had
no, because I'm going to finish mine.
No. Yeah. I want to interrupt.
The middle of his sentence interrupted the beginning of yours.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. No, so I mean, it like literally within like 1 mile on Garfield heading up to 59 to head out that way.
Right.
There were like 3 people, poor like mobile phone carrier like employees that were trapped standing out on the side of the road with their hey, choose Sprint, hey, choose T-Mobile, hey.
Like the Little Caesars thing where they spin the sign around trying to get your attention.
Well, oh no, they were absolutely like 3 within a mile, and she was like, so seriously, like, does anybody driving down the road go, holy crap, you're right, I need to change my phone right now.
Yep.
And I felt the same way about taxes and selling gold. It's like, oh my God, I got a Mr. T chain on. That guy's buying gold. I should sell it now. It's like, wait, what? Or like doing your taxes. I wasn't going to do my taxes, but I saw this homeless guy in that blue dress with the little crown on.
Right.
That looks reputable.
That's right. That poor bastard that stuck out on the side of the road in the Statue of Liberty foam costume.
3 degrees out. Yeah. Very reputable place. You do my taxes. Yeah, I'd love that.
So small town story, go.
No.
What you running?
We got with the family. My uncle passed away this weekend, and we were talking about going up to the cottage, and my dad and him shared a house up in Harbor Beach. So a story comes out that there was a guy that crashed a van with 3 wheels.
Yeah, I saw that.
He was drunk, and he crashed a van with 3 wheels into a gas
into
station.
A store, right?
And then knocks out half the store, and then gets out and tries to buy beer. And by the time he was carrying out the 12-pack, the cops showed up. So we're all
they actually let him check out?
I don't know what the story's written, but we all laughed. We're like, who up in Harbor? Because everyone in that town. Because we've been up there for our whole lives. Like, who in the world?
Jimmy, that guy again.
He must have needed like 3 wheels. Like, how do you drive a van? Like, I would have paid so much money for that video.
There's got to be video of it somewhere.
There is, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'll be on America's Funniest at some point.
Then again, Harbor Beach, it was like the thing to do was like go to the chicken place. Like, what are you going to do this weekend? We're going to go get some roasted chicken. Small town living.
Yeah,
up
there. That's actually the only place where you can buy a PBR, and that's the only choice you have.
I think they have stuff dial up there. So yeah,
right. So speaking of small town living, and this is a good topic. It's one that's happened to me in the past. An old buddy of mine from high school. In fact, a couple of folks like that I grew up in, and this is going to sound incredibly redundant, but it's true, middle of nowhere, New Hampshire. And a buddy of mine started posting something over the past couple days, and it's been chimed in on by a lot of old high school friends, where apparently there's some jag that's out there basically hiding behind fake accounts, and it's somebody we all went to school with.
Is it you?
No, it's not.
Yeah. Didn't we have this conversation like 6 episodes ago?
I don't have enough free time to pull this together.
But you did.
No, but I have enough free time to pull it together for the purposes of gaming and helping Rob vote to win on his car thing. But not when it comes to like insulting people. If I'm going to insult people, I'm going to insult people as me.
It's a perfect cover. That's how he does his research, Bob.
Exactly.
Right. But no, so
I would pay. Honestly, I would lay down $500 right now to get his sheet of all of his fake emails and fake Facebook names.
Yeah.
It's got to rank in the hundreds. I would. Yeah. See, he just.
Yeah. Do I do the bell?
Do the bell. Hit it.
But no. So I mean, apparently there's some jag that we all went to school with. Some dude named Earl. That I'll be honest with you, I vaguely remember the name, but I couldn't I couldn't pick him out of a lineup with a gun to my head.
That could be arranged.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's going through like a lot of the people that we all went to school with, and like basically talking smack about them, and shooting them messages, and just basically being a dick. And it's
why?
What's the point?
Who knows? I mean, number one, the guy
talk about free time.
Yeah, well, no, the guy was not. From what I remember, the guy was not that well put together to begin with. So I'm quite sure that his life is sad and lonely and lame enough that
everybody's trolled at one time or another, and it's you might not have, Jeff, but for the most part,
we're in
trolled
our
or be trolled
40s.
Right.
We're in our 40s.
25. I get it.
Right. Yeah. This isn't. Yeah.
Well, you and I joked about it all the time. I mean, God help all the kids that are in high school and middle school right now. Could you imagine? Our intellect with social media in the high school area right now.
Even mine. it's ridiculous of how much we've grown in 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like social media was just starting to come out.
We didn't get internet until we were 21.
That was a big topic of this of this tech council meeting I was at. You know, it was all about mobile and how to get kids interested in mobile development, and the conversation completely got sidetracked about social etiquette with mobile devices. And we're not talking about college; we're talking about middle school and high school kids in the Oakland School District. And the teachers are concerned, like everyone's sitting 3 feet away from each other and they're texting each other. So it's not a question of do they know how to do mobile this, mobile that. It's a question of social etiquette and following the rules and what to do and what not to do in certain situations. It's crazy.
But I mean, that's a huge rant of mine. That a huge issue with kids today is they have no idea how to interact with people in person because it is all
it's borderline addiction. It really is.
No, it's a displacement because I mean it's easier to text, it's easier to message.
I have friends now, Jeff, that they'll come over to my house and grab their phone and look at YouTube videos. We'll take them to the bar, look at YouTube videos.
Right,
like that's all they do or know how to talk about is look at YouTube videos. Well,
and that was a big thing. One of the business guys that was in there as in a advisory type of position. He's like, that's a big issue. Where I was telling Dave this earlier before we came on the air that a lot of these students are not taking notes. They're actually taking pictures of the whiteboard and transcribing it later, so they have it on their iPad or on their iPhone. And his point was, they're doing that and they're enabling the technology, and that maybe that's good for them. But his point was, they're not learning how to write. They're not.
Do you see people? I see people in the business world all the time take pictures of PowerPoint presentations, like when executives are up.
Right.
Like, what are you doing with that picture? Like, you're not looking at that ever again. Oh my God!
Is he here? Is he?
Yeah, he's absolutely here.
So speaking of which, we got a couple guest
what time
stars.
Is it? We totally forgot to do that.
Yeah, we got a couple.
I guess we should cover business. So the phone number is 313-462-0107.
Welcome.
You can hit us at IT and the D on Twitter,
Facebook.
There's a 603 number calling in. I guarantee you, this is my buddy Joel.
IT and the D, you're on the air.
Hello,
Joel.
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's up, my man?
Nothing. So we were just having the whole conversation about D-bags from our past finding us on social media.
I heard. By the way, should I cover with the first time, long time?
Right.
Isn't that what you're supposed to do for these?
Right. So yeah, I mean it's a fascinating thing, and I published my own story about it back where. They had a guy that basically showed up, from 25 years ago and said, "Hey, if you don't give me $1,000, I'm going to tell everybody, you used to do drugs and you used to be not a nice person."
Have a seat, my friend.
And and the perspective was, when a friend of mine actually posted on my wall and said, "Yeah, if you don't pay me $1,000, I'm going to tell everybody you like Star Wars."
Yeah,
exactly. All those deep dark secrets that I keep hidden so well that I don't publish about on my own.
Hey.
Well, but the truth of the matter is that you did do drugs and you weren't nice. No, you were nice to people.
and I own that completely. I was a complete. I went through a very dark, bad time.
Up
after
until
my mom
about
died.
5 years ago, you were a rotten SOB.
You didn't know me when I was like 17 and 18 years old.
No, but I mean, even on the internet, troll-wise, you were the biggest SOB.
Oh yeah, no, dude.
I was gonna say, weren't you guys like deep into that whole messaging board thing?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Still, not so much anymore.
But yeah, it was pretty bad there for a while.
So let's talk about the latest troll du jour, Joel. How did that all come about?
Well, social media is just the bane of everybody's existence.
It's the best of times and the worst of times, is what it is.
Yeah, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times, and I got the T-shirt, and now I use it as a rag. So it's one of those situations where it was really weird. As you know, I have a page for the high school reunion kind of thing, or if it ever gets planned, if it never gets planned, whatever.
Yeah, that's been going off and on and off and on for the last 5 years. Yeah,
I did that for ours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, once in a while I get the odd request. Now, what he had done is he'd actually chosen a name that was very close to somebody else that we went to high school.
Oh yeah, Steve Slocum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you're going to just call everyone out on this show tonight, aren't you?
Maybe it's his brother. I don't know. You kind of do a quick search, and it's like, I don't see Steve on Facey Face, so maybe he's keeping track for him, kind of thing.
Right.
There are people who don't use social media. It's rare, but they are out there. So, I friended him, or he friended me, or I don't even remember, to be honest with you. And it's just kind of one of those, you start noticing he shows up, and on occasional, I'll rant about something, and he'll come in and put in his 2 cents. No big deal, and you just kind of think, oh, what a dick. And but just this recent instance, I had changed my profile picture of my sexy Power Ranger suit for my motorcycle, and he commented on you were a dork in high school and you're still a dork. And
when was the last time you talked to him?
I'm going to go with 25 years ago.
When was the last time you talked to him? Was
any of us saw this guy?
Really?
And Dave's hit it right on the head, and it was one of those, somebody else kind of figured out who it really was and kind of hit me with a message, and once I found out who it was or figured it out, some of the things he was saying, it was like, oh my God, I'm right back in the 4th and 6th grade kind of thing, and then I just started laughing. I mean, I could not stop laughing.
What name was he using? Just something random?
No, it was a name that was really close to a guy that we actually went to high school
so
with.
Random. Okay.
So we were like, oh yeah, Slocum, that's
Shmeev Schmokum, yeah.
Right.
What could it be?
So, he just kept, he started like hitting me with messages, and I just kind of was like, wow, this is kind of getting entertaining now, and I started, waiting for the next message that would be, geez, Earl, why don't you get a little original, for crying out loud?
Well, yeah, and that's the crazy part is apparently it's not just you. I mean, I guess he did the same thing to Sandy. He did the same thing to a couple other folks.
What was his point, though?
Just being a retroactive
really was
douche.
No point.
But you're 40.
Clearly, somebody has way too much time on their hands. That's what it is.
But that's
and they're bored out of their lives.
It was so bizarre in that, and that's what became so comical about it, is that it was like... It was like he was still in recess playground.
Well, it's that gross point blank. Do you really think there's some stored up conflict between the two of us? That there is no us. There is no conflict.
Well, I grew up. What have you done?
Yeah. What do you want to do here, man?
I really haven't grown up.
Yeah, I have a life now. What do you have?
Facebook official. You're not in a relationship.
Facebook official.
Yeah, Facebook official.
No, but entrepreneur. Like back when, back in the message form days, though, you could make your name like alcoholic. Right, like back in the message form, like you could make your name whatever you wanted to. It's like something stupid. Now it's like you can't get away from your real name, so it's like almost like it.
Yeah, Google won't even let you have a fake, fake name. They force you to use your real name.
They force you to use your real name. So like the
sure they do, because we're DetroitNet.org.
Well, that's a page, not an individual account.
Well, no, that's our Google Plus account.
But like when you go on.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, we're first name DetroitNet, last name .org.
So if you notice though, like all the news sites these days,
I forgot about that.
All the news sites like Free Press and all, they've integrated to Facebook, so you have to use your real name. So like everyone used to spew out like this racist, hateful. Now it's like, well, no shit, it's my name. I can't.
And that's why I love the Onion. Actually,
you can't be anonymous anymore.
No,
the Onion published yet another great story today that says news site calls random race baiting and flame wars between its readers intelligent discussion.
There's nothing good that comes. Have you ever read half the stuff like on anything, like on any political site? Look at the comments. It's the most.
It's like Dig or Reddit. I mean, you could waste an entire day just
worst
pulling your hair out.
Oh yeah. So I mean, but
or
Joel,
like reading YouTube comments.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
But I mean, Joel, getting back to this, I mean, and it's like I threw out there earlier today. I mean, it's the moral of the story is, if nothing else, it's a good lesson and exercise in paying closer attention to who you accept and make friend requests with.
Right.
And,
yeah.
and
you had an issue with that a few years ago.
And locking down your profile.
Not really doing, but again, it's still comical, and I've been taking like the screenshots of everything for posterity, and
you can't
kind of having a blast with it.
You can't lock down our profiles.
Yeah, Dave, you can't lock down your profile.
Well, no, you can't hide. You can't hide from graph search anymore, and that's actually been there for a long time because now they're wholly depending on how you have your profile set up with regards to your posts, your pictures, and everything else, and where you have your sharing settings at.
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you a personal experience right now that to go in further with it. I'm in IT. I also have a clearance, and every 5 years you get reinvestigated.
What's the vector, Victor?
Yeah, exactly. And
over under.
So right now they have just started It's a social engineering profile search, and what they do, and mine was a 75-page report of my online presence.
I do not want to see mine.
No, I don't want to.
Wait, say that. Wait, say that again.
You had a
so
75-page
they do a social engineering report. And basically what they'll do is they basically, if you make the mistake of supplying more than one or two email addresses, which I supplied 3, I have 3 major ones I check, including the work one.
Oh, my goodness.
So that would be reason number 58. Dave can never run for Congress.
Mistake number 1: oversharing.
Yeah, this guy actually comes in and he sits down, and he's a private investigator that the government hires, and they whip out this book and literally it's a book. And he hands it to me, and he says, basically, you're going to have to handwrite any explanations for anything that shows up in this report. And of course, the first 10 pages are who you are, what presence you have,
Nice.
what they found, what websites they found that you might own. Which I have beerdrinkersunited.com. I have a whole bunch of other stuff. And
we can never have.
Next thing I know, I flip the page, and the very first picture is a profile picture that I haven't used for over a year, and it was when the Patriots lost one of the championship games, and it's me giving the finger to the person taking the picture.
Nice.
And that's the first thing on the report.
Wow.
And it just kept on going, and then then it finds your blog posts, and of course it highlights all the 7 dirty words that you're not supposed to say on television. And
I could never. Note to self: don't ever try to get clearance.
All right, well, hey,
I don't think you can get it, Bob.
Yeah, no. Yeah, because the first thing they do is interview your friends, and that's us.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, well, hey, Joel, thanks for calling in, man. We're actually coming up against a break, so I'm going to cut you loose, all right?
All right, man.
Bye, Joel.
And start thinking about NewHampshireNet.org and when we're going to launch that.
I know. I'm horrible, and I actually do need to do it because I am on the hunt.
I know. We started talking about this.
Register IT in the NH. Does that have a ring to it?
IT in the NH. IT in the 603, maybe.
There you go.
All right, man. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
So, yeah, we got a couple guests coming up after the break. We got Davina Bay here from iTalent, and Scott Sabelico just showed up from PLA, who fell asleep in the basement, and we had to call him 18 times, and I didn't know it was today.
Convince him with
Good job,
PBR.
Scott.
So we will be talking to those two after the break. This is
on the washing machine.
Really? You got your wife off it? Awesome.
This is the IT and the D show.
When will then be now? Soon. How soon?
I'm the sun and the air.
Fear not, ranger, barbarian, magician, thief, cavalier, and acrobat.
Who was that?
That was Venger, the force of evil. I am Dungeon Master, your guide in the realm.
What year did that come out? Was that 81, 82?
Oh, yeah.
Warrior needs food badly.
Yeah.
New warrior needs food.
Valkyrie needs food.
This is
Gauntlet. God, I loved Gauntlet.
That was a great game.
This is going to be one of those shows.
It is.
Welcome back to the IT and the D show. This is the IT and the D show here at Raw Radio X Studios, presented by DetroitNet.org.
IT and the D.
In beautiful Midtown.
Who owns?
Who owned the Chiefs?
Oh, yeah, this is episode 15. Who owned the Chiefs?
Owns.
We had a couple guests that Dave confirmed with.
Before we hit to that, though, so we've got the phone number, which is
yeah.
313-462-0009. 0107.
That number again is 176.
Is 8675309. You can
we remind callers to use proper language.
That's right. Yeah. Keep it above board, please.
Right, because, the professional show that we are. You can find us on Twitter at ITandTheD. You can hit us there. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ITandTheD.
So Dave confirms that one of the guests that's actually been on the show before, Scott Sabellico.
Forgot how to get here, I think.
No. So Dave's like, hey, Scott says I'll be there Monday, and Dave goes, great, see you there. Then Scott's like, dude, you didn't confirm. And we're like, are you kidding? What else do we need to do? Like, do we need to send a car next time?
I was waiting for my car.
Is that how you roll now, Scott?
Yeah. Install the Uber app on your phone. You'll be fine.
And Scott, if you bring your guest, we will have you on every week for the rest of your life, by the way. We have Melinda. Was it Melinda and Prince?
Melinda and Prince.
You are a sports reporter for
WCHB and WROM.
What is that for people that don't know?
Radio 1 Detroit.
Okay.
WROM is internet radio.
Okay.
So WCHB for 4 years.
Okay,
So
nice.
I cover the Tigers and Pistons specifically.
So you get press passes for things.
I am in the press box.
We need to hang. We need to hang out more.
What are you doing Wednesday?
You guys can just come in your
all of us?
your Star Wars costumes and just act like you're supposed to be on the field.
That could be arranged.
Oh.
That could be. That actually could be arranged.
Like he's never thought of
That actually really could be arranged.
Does she forget who she's talking to already?
I could have like 40 stormtroopers, 2 Boba Fett's, and a Vader there. Tomorrow.
Didn't we try to use do we get press credentials because we have a stupid internet radio show? No.
Don't call our show stupid.
It's stupid if I want to say it's stupid.
But no, so we've got Scott Sabellico with Project Leadership Associates.
How are you?
Good. And then we do have Melinda in studio with us, and we've got Davina Bay from iTalent in with us, who's been here with us before, way back on our second episode.
Yeah,
actually.
second episode. Yep.
Actually, Scott,
leather and lace.
Scott's on actually a cool thing. A couple months ago, you got elected to the board of directors for Goodwill.
Yeah,
for Michigan.
Goodwill Industries of Detroit. Yep.
Yeah, very cool.
We got a big event coming up in February for
Cheap plug.
Rock for Jobs. So it basically, Goodwill does a lot of programs to help people get work, right? Put people back to work.
See, I didn't know that. I just thought they were Goodwill.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Right.
No, they've got a lot of programs.
You want to dive into that? Because that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so most nonprofits are like a 70-30 mix, right? So that 70% grant money from the government, from other corporations, and then 30% is generated from their own revenue. Goodwill is kind of flipped in that situation. They're actually they're a tier 1 vendor with Ford, Chrysler, GM, Dell.
Really?
We've got a Ben and Jerry's.
Wait, a tier,
Interesting.
Yes.
a vendor for the OEMs, really?
Absolutely.
Providing
light assembly. They've got a shop
news
floor.
to me.
Yeah, they do.
I did not know that.
A lot of good things. But so this particular project we're doing is a big fundraiser. It's called Rock for Jobs. It's going to be at Motor City Casino at Soundboard, and Brett Michaels is going to be headlining.
That's the best.
Sweet.
Yes.
Brett Michaels, that's the best.
Just talk dirty to me on repeat.
It's the the white guy's anthem. Every rose has its thorn with the overbite.
Yep.
Dave, sing it.
No.
You know you want to sing it, Dave. Come on, Dave.
Yeah, what was that face? Do that face
Yeah,
again.
no. There are many voices trapped in my head. None of them are white. That's what I've learned.
Dave has an amazing voice. He did
Only if he's doing the Humpty Dance.
The Humpty Dance. He did
Exactly. I do Humpty Dance. I do Heavy D. I do but no.
Rum Shaker.
I do a
All
great,
I want to do is zoom.
I do
zoom.
a great Louis
In a boom,
Armstrong.
boom.
Yeah, what a wonderful world. But no,
I almost
none of the voices
played that.
in my head are white.
I had Rum Shaker in the playlist. I DJ'd at the Black.
You're at Blackfin on Saturday.
I was. I brought Back from the Dead. I felt like John Cusack in High Fidelity, like the
You're walking
reunion
there like,
night.
Bob!
Oh, like, oh my God, like he used to be here when the place opened. It was like 5 years
When
ago.
it was cool.
Right,
Should I
exactly.
supposed to say that?
So like I had right. No, actually it was a great night. I would totally do it every night. And except for I gotta get home at 4 a.m. But I had Rum
Run that
Shaker
by
in the
your wife.
playlist like 4 times. I'm like, no. Then I put up no. Like, are they gonna play? No.
So it's kind of like you at Hooters trying to figure out if you were going to go talk to Big Show. Was that what that was? Oh, I want to go.
Exactly.
No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to.
I'm scared.
You must not have been drinking that night if you were actually turning away that song.
No, the best part about that night was what I hated about not to go on a of course you have to do this at least once as a show, Bob.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks.
Good call, Bob.
But usually you get like the 2 girls a night. They're like, "Can you play my song next? I'm so hot. You should play it next." I'm like, "No, this song's awful." I didn't have that once. Like not everyone was just cool. It was not an argument.
You didn't have a single Jersey Shore moment at the Blackfin on a Saturday night.
No, one girl wanted to hear like really like techno I've never heard of, which I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, this isn't that kind of bar.
Yeah, no.
You know, like go to. I don't even think you're gonna. You know, so that was it. Everybody else was really cool. Like, oh man, I heard that you were like the guy from back in the day, and like, yeah, I'm like the 40-year-old, you know, aging like DJ, like.
You're that guy now. How,
I am
how
that
good
guy.
for you,
Yeah.
right?
I'm like a novelty act.
You need a helmet like Daft Punk so nobody knows who you are.
Exactly, that would work.
Just borrow Kevin. You do the whole cryo thing, and you'll be fine.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So anyway, Scott. Hey, when's this event again? I want to go hang out.
So February, Brett Michaels soundboard.
Yeah, February 16th at
Okay.
Soundboard, Motor City. Absolutely.
Wait a minute. What day is that?
What
Is that
year?
going to interfere with Cupid's Undie Run?
I don't know. Is
Cupid's Undie Run?
Cupid's
Oh,
Undie
yeah.
Run.
You know what? I'm perfectly good with never seeing another Facebook post of Scott in his
Of Scott in
underwear
his
again.
underwear.
You should see the one of Linda Ann.
What, the first time
I'm
I
sorry,
met
Scott,
we
are you
were
still
both in
here?
our underwear.
I am.
I said nothing about her. I'm just strictly about you. So if you can't make it to that event, I'm good.
Yeah, right.
We were there for a benefit, and Scott's like, Melinda Ann. Hey
I was.
there,
I had
guy
some.
in
I had some. I
underwear.
had some.
It's like you're in your
underwear.
underwear. I'm in my underwear. Here, let's hang
For a
out.
moment, I felt Facebook famous. It was awesome.
How many times you get to stand in front of other women in their underwear with your wife in her underwear?
Yeah.
It's an epic event.
It was epic.
You all should go.
I'm gonna.
We need to get
No, I
together.
don't. I really don't need to see Bob in his underwear.
No one else does either.
Oh, Bob! I definitely want to see Bob in his underwear. That's a fact.
You have.
Oh.
Actually, I saw you in an ice bucket once.
Yeah, mark that time.
9:42.
I want to see
Isolate that drop.
I'm wearing an ice bucket this
Scott wearing just an
Thank
ice
you.
bucket is stellar. Just everyone should.
Like I swear to God, our intro is going to be an hour long.
Oh yeah. So February 16th. I mean, is that a weekend? Is it a weeknight? Do you know?
What year is it?
I actually don't know.
All right, let's
got this.
All right,
There's this thing called Google Calendars.
Yeah, I was gonna say we all have a
Maybe the
calendar
Word of
app. We'll
IT
go
to
look.
that
Yep.
up.
Someone look it up for me really quick.
All right.
You know how many times
You
you
have
think
it
of
on the.
flip
You
till
have it on the 7x16 piece of paper in front of you.
That's it.
Oh, that's it. There is no year on
February
there.
16th is a Sunday.
Oh, Sunday, so everyone can go to work next.
2015?
That might be a wrestling day. We'll have to see how that works out.
Yeah, you show up on 2015, Bob. We'll wait for you.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll-
you want to wait there for a year? No problem.
We'll save your seats.
Yeah,
I'm going to stand in line next week.
No, so that's very cool. So I mean, and then I guess just taking a step back. So I mean, let's talk about
What's the? I mean, let's say Rockford Job. Sorry. What,
yeah.
I mean,
What is it? Like what's the point?
end game?
What's the intent?
The end game is to raise money for the different various programs that Goodwill has in place to help people get back to work and making it really easy.
Thank God you didn't say
Is that
raise
across
awareness.
industry or IT or manufacturing or what?
It's across all industries basically, but they're taking folks that are kind of down on their luck or don't have a lot of education or just want to get back into the workforce, and they're giving them there's programs for management, for IT, for manufacturing to get these folks back to work.
Really? So
That's really
that
cool.
hook in
That
with
is really cool.
administration.
Sorry,
What about administration?
administration too.
Okay.
So like does that hook into like some of the the MEDC grants and
I
some
was
of
just
that
gonna
kind of
say,
stuff?
that
That we
sounds
were,
like a shifting gears type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's many programs, and one of the cool programs they have is for youth at risk. There's a Ben and Jerry's program. There's a live Ben and Jerry's operation over the CompuWare building that for 6 months out of the year they do like different programs, like 8-week programs, to get these kids trained up on the cash register, working as a manager. And they go through this whole course, and they're ready to go back out into the workforce.
So wait a minute. A charity that raises money and actually does something that's productive and doesn't just raise awareness. How novel.
Unbelievable.
How novel.
All the
So
money
many
collected doesn't
people-
go to the coffers. Yeah.
So many people think of Goodwill as a place where you just throw your clothes in that bin. And
That's all
I'm
I
gonna
thought.
rock.
Yeah, I mean, this is totally.
Retail is probably
Go buy Grandpa's for jacket.
Is there a whole segment of advertising that they're doing that we're just not aware of? I mean, this is all new to us. This is pretty amazing.
It's all over Facebook. It's all over Twitter. They're doing some radio
Twitter.
spots now. They're coming out with a new kind of a marketing strategy to reach out to different groups. So you're going to see a lot coming in the next 90
Interesting.
It's very cool.
I've got a few people that you can actually reach out to for this program. And some of them are just friends of mine who are either like dance moms or things like this, people that I have come across in my past who would actually be a great fit for this program.
I originally got into this to working with Goodwill 2 years ago. I came in and started doing social media training. for people. That's part of the different programs they offer. Coming in and talking to the folks what they should do, preparing resumes, making sure their online profiles are clean. So if employers go out there and look,
common sense training, we call it. Scott.
Exactly.
Again, it sounds like the shifting gears. Yeah, right.
But it was a lot of fun, and through that exposure, I made some good friends over there, and I kept donating my time. I wasn't getting paid for any
People
of this.
like you, Scott.
They do. They like me. But honestly,
You're good enough.
If you guys think
You're
about it, if
smart
more
enough.
people got involved to do just to help people get back on their feet, pay it forward type of approach,
right?
Detroit would be in a much better
Oh,
spot.
it's like
right
everything we've got going on with MEDC. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, it almost, like, on one hand it makes us laugh, and on the other hand it almost makes us cry that every time we walk out of one of these MEDC shifting gears things, everybody literally flat out tells us, oh my God, you guys were awesome. You
It's
were
as
the
if
best
we're bringing
thing
down the
here.
10 Commandments from,
right?
from the,
you guys
Yeah.
are actually honest with us. You tell us what it's really like. Why is that just not happening more? Like, I mean, that's the part that I don't get.
This.
Don't have misspellings and don't send PDF resumes. Did I say
Shut
right?
up. I'm sorry. I was guilty of that once.
That will
I will
live
never
with
do that
you
again.
forever.
Oh, I know it will. And you know what? It's all right. But here's the thing. I learned from it. I'm a
You moved
better
on.
recruiter from
Bob
it.
just hasn't moved on.
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's no, but I mean, that's the whole point. Is, I mean, and that's what I keep telling people. We've had people that have come up to us and said, "Hey, I want you guys to come, do a training or teach a class because you guys
Right.
are social media experts." No, we're not.
No.
We've just screwed up every way that it's possible to screw up, and so we know not to do that again.
Which is the best way to learn.
Yeah,
right?
Pretty
Well,
much.
But I'm a social media ninja, though.
Oh, yeah, completely. Right, Bob?
Guru ninja.
Bob is a black belt
I'm a rainmaker.
in drinking.
Well, here's the thing. I had a conversation with the career counselor last week. She's been sending me people. Have no idea who this person is.
Glue sniffers, all of them.
window lickers. That's what. Yeah.
What was that? Hey,
But her and I have just, exchanged.
Next thing you know, your daughter's knocked up. You got change missing off the drawer. I've seen it 100 times. Oh, Tommy boy.
I love Tommy Boy. The best.
I got the reference. I was giving you
And
the
this is when
bell.
You get to deal with Melinda for the rest of the night, by the way.
I thank you so much for bringing the wine, too.
No, that's the thing, Dave.
And the very large beef stick that I'm...
Nice.
Yeah, that's all
Isolate
about
that.
Dave.
People with it, so I'm really
I can't take any of
And
that crap.
yet again, 9:55.
Hey, Scott, is there a website people can go read more up on Goodwill? What's going on in Michigan and Detroit?
Yeah, goodwill.org.
I mean, that's a little vague. Is it?
Like that's
Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for the call, Scott.
You know what? I have to look.
That's a fascinating.
Really?
That's a fascinating flyer that you have. There has absolutely no information on
My
it.
orientation was
If it has a
today.
big picture of Brett
It's got a
Michaels.
picture of Brett Michaels.
Oh, was it now?
Which I'm
Bullshit.
So-
I call bullshit.
So you're
What?
You know what?
So
That
your
is
next
board of
training will be
directors
how to run an effective
Right.
orientation.
Nice.
Orientation was
So it's going to be
today.
a chick night then.
Right, exactly. He's got the Bret Hart picture or the
So,
Bret Michaels
IT
picture.
guys,
Sorry,
if you
yeah.
want to meet chicks, you're going to come to Rockford class. Unemployed chicks, that's the best.
Yeah.
In a room of unemployed
Welcome to the Goodwill event.
Dating
It's like the
101.
anti-Detroit Net event.
It's Rock of Love 4.
We should get a Detroit Net event where it's a bunch of.
Okay.
Single, hello.
Right.
To answer your question,
I'm on Match.com.
Goodwill Industries of Detroit, and you'll find it.
And just navigate from there. Look for
There
what
you
they've
go.
got going on in Detroit.
Exactly.
And I'm sure.
But I mean, how do people sign up for programs? It's through the website, or do you have to?
Yeah, you've got to go to the website and apply, and they've got various programs that I'm really not even up to speed on.
But if you come
so-
there, you
Okay.
can meet the people and you can sign up there for the program.
You can meet Brett Michaels.
You can
Yeah, but all the way in
absolutely meet Brett
February?
Michaels there.
How did you win that, by the way?
There was this night in Miami.
he's-
Did you never see?
in Miami?
You never saw Rock of Love 2?
Yeah, but, well,
Excellent.
I mean, I thought MTV was the bottom of the barrel, but I guess that's
I think 90% of his fan base lives right here. in Detroit.
yeah, right.
Hey, speaking of Rock of Love, aren't we
Any
supposed to
Pine
be,
Knob concert, sure.
Dave? Aren't we supposed to be on the Flavor Flav show coming up?
Oh my God, that is supposed to be coming out. I gotta start hunting for that.
Dave and I were at a house party. Flavor Flav was at.
You were at a house party Flavor Flav was at, and we weren't invited.
It was-
Yeah.
it was-
No, you weren't invited.
Don't worry, I wasn't invited either.
I just met you. Come on, don't give me.
No, literally, here's how this happened. We were at a buddy's birthday party, and apparently a friend of a friend called his sister and said, "Hey, so we're doing this." Like, I guess they were the investors in Flavs, and said, "Hey, we're doing this house party. There's going to be camera crews. They're going to be filming the premiere episode, like the pilot."
So then she calls. Then she calls me and said, "Do you think he
Would
would
it
like
be
to have his birthday
okay
party at Flavor
if-
Flav's
yes.
house party?" Like, no.
And me. And the next thing you know, we were at a house party with Flavor Flav. So yeah, that was outstanding. It was quite the evening.
So when is that supposed to air?
We don't know.
That's what I'm like-
Bob's looking for it right now.
frantically doing Google searches right now.
Right?
No, but I mean, but that's cool. I mean, Brett Michaels still does have a draw floating around the area.
Oh, absolutely does.
He still has a wig that he's wearing since like '88.
It's stuck under that headband.
I know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what, John Bon Jovi, like,
same one he's been wearing since 1987.
It's like, just cut the hair. I get it. You know,
Right.
yeah.
Feathered and lethal. We'll take it. This is creepy.
No, that was the thing. He was in a movie that he was like bald as Scott, and then the next he shows up like a month later, and
That's right. You're welcome.
Sexy.
I'll be there in a year, Scott. It's all good. I love you.
All right, so go to Facebook or go to Goodwill Industries of Greater Detroit. They've got a Facebook page. Like it. Lots of information on all the events. They actually have an event Tuesday from 7 to 8. Ryan Broyles from the Lions is going to be over at the Canton.
I saw you
store.
post. I saw you post something about that. Yeah.
Yep. So if you,
And he's going to be where?
At the Canton store.
Okay.
There's a Canton Goodwill store.
Doing what? Like just hanging out, signing autographs,
Signing
that kind of
autographs,
stuff.
Yeah, running the register. Just being a good guy.
Running.
Very cool.
What? So let me ask you a question, Scott. So a lot of times we see it a lot of times in Detroit now. Like people they don't mind going, but it's almost like they need stuff spoon fed. With Goodwill, I mean, how much of it people are like really want to learn, or is it people like kind of have to, or do you get a mix, or what's the
the desperate crowd?
Oh, absolutely. If you're a part of the program, like if you get entered in the program, you want to go back to work.
No, so there's a process to get in it,
But there's
Yeah,
accountability there too, right?
Absolutely.
You're
You
held
get
to
it.
some sort of
Absolutely.
program.
Qualifications, you got to hit a certain set of criteria, and then you actually have to want to participate. If you miss days or whatever, I'm sure you get released from the program.
Interesting.
So it's goodwill.com
Org.
or goodwill.org.
Yeah.
All right.
.co.
Yeah, I
Really?
apologize in advance.
What is it again?
Goodwill Industries of Detroit. Just put that into Bing because we don't use Google.
So that event
Bing.
in February, is there an event
Bing.
before that, or is that's
Bing?
the biggest event coming up for Goodwill?
No, they've got lots of little events.
Well, I'm sure they have a lot of mini events.
Can you find it on Alta Vista, Scott? Is that the same as Bing?
I was gonna do a keyword search on AOL.
Alta Vista no longer exists. It now
You know my
officially
my
redirects over to
AIM.
Yahoo.
You know my AIM thing still works. Walton beer from like the
Really?
first. Yeah,
Oh
it
my.
still works.
Do you get the annoying Nagagram once a year? You must log into this account to
What'd you
keep it
call me?
active.
No.
No, I don't get that either, and I'm on AOL still.
Naggers.
Isolate that one.
South Park 101. Thanks.
Yeah.
So lots of programs. Go to the Facebook page. It gives you lists of all the different events that are coming.
Yes,
up
I mean, there's
and all
job training, that kind of stuff. No, I mean, it sounds like it might be a
Yeah.
very good thing. Cool.
Right.
It's very cool. I love being involved. I love helping people, and it's if more people pitched in and did that, I think we'd be in a better place.
So what do they offer? Is it like
Spread the word.
as an end game? Like we do the shifting gears thing, and they come out of there, and there's career counselors. I mean, are there companies that are signing up with Goodwill saying, "Hey, if you give these people these skills, we will look at them to do this"? Or
Absolutely, and I do believe, and I need to spend a little more time because today actually was my first orientation day. Right, so I
Newly
haven't
crowned board of
officially- I haven't-
directors.
I call bull.
I have not been officially assigned to any committees yet. That won't happen until February.
That's where the time commitment really comes into play. You
Yeah.
have to start saying no. I have a life outside of this.
We are actively looking for sponsors for the Rock for Jobs.
Okay.
And we're going to be posting out some information on that. I just got the information today. That's why I'm a little.
So I mean,
weak
so
in my
rock.
information.
I mean, like, are you looking for other bands? Are you looking for?
No, we're looking for sponsors to actually help pay for the event.
Okay.
And then help draw for the event.
we'll help you draw.
Like IT and the D.
Absolutely.
We're terrible.
Well, we actually don't
sponsors.
have
We have
any
no money.
We're a 501c3.
We're actually in somebody's basement right now.
Pretty much.
And his mom's upstairs making meatloaf.
Right.
That's what's going on right now.
Chocolate chip cookies, please.
For the record, it is really good meatloaf.
We should try to record in your basement. That would be
for
great.
us.
We could.
Hey, I already called it. I said it would happen in my basement.
I did make this. Speaking of recording in my basement, I made the stupidest purchase I've made in a long time. My family all made fun of me this
Oh,
weekend.
this is outstanding. I still can't believe you did
For
this.
this week or this month or this year?
No, since Oktoberfest is over, I
Higher
ordered.
or lower than the cabin that you bought off eBay and had to back out of?
What?
No, lower.
You bought a cabin off of eBay?
Shut up.
Really? Come on, Bob.
Stop talking.
You're better than that.
I bought 2 of the Hofbrauhaus Munich Oktoberfest beer garden tables with benches.
Oh, you told me about this. Yes.
Yeah, they showed up today. They're on my porch.
Yes, that was my
and you
first
can't get
question.
you can't get them down the stairs, can you?
No, I can. It's a 7-foot table.
Pivot.
Yeah. My basement now is going to be just 2 benches, and that's it, in a kegerator.
Yeah, that'll be the only thing that'll fit down. Because that was my first question: is where in the hell
are you taking to take out the high tops and the leather chairs?
No, the movie chairs are staying. But
how?
I don't know.
What are you putting him in that little the little side room underneath the 4-foot doors?
Yeah,
And they're gonna
we'll figure it out.
So now you need like a bat pole. So like when you slide down it, you turn into you would start wearing the leader hose. And
are we at a break yet?
Actually, you know what? Yes, we can.
Perfect. This is the IT and the D show. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
R2, are you okay?
I think so. Boy, who knows what else is in this swamp?
Meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom. Not now! Okay.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
So that, Dave, just so you know, that's like my earworm breaker song. Like my kids have been singing "What Does the Fox Say" the last 3 days.
That song is so ridiculous.
And when that's going on, all I think about is in my head is "mana until
or it's Friday.
Oh, I did that to them on. I skipped like 2 months of doing it to them.
Right.
I would like walk down the steps with my my phone, going, waking up at 7 a.m, gotta get fresh, gotta go downstairs, and they're like, "Dad, I hate you. I'm gonna stick it all day now in school." This is the IT and the D show,
as opposed to the normal just "Dad, I hate you."
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Bob, here's the funny story. So, I had no idea of the whole "What does a fox say?" If nobody knows what it is, please YouTube it. And
oh yeah, Bob didn't know. He posted
I didn't
like
know.
a week ago.
There was a guy in Louisville that had it written in soap on his back window. I'm like, what does the fox say? Why would you write that in your car? And I'm bored. I'm on the road. I'm on 75 North. I'm like, what does the fox say? I'm like, there's a video with 80 million YouTube viewers. I'm like,
right.
What rock have I been under? So I'm like,
did it surpass the guy that did the dance for the History Music? Is that
that's still.
Well, Gundam Style was like at 500 million before I found it.
Gangnam Style,
whatever.
Gundam Style is an old video game.
I want it to be that.
So, but here's
sounds
the
like
funny
a disease.
Part. My daughter.
You're so white right now.
Yeah.
So good.
My daughter, who's in kindergarten, knew about this before
And
I did.
10:05.
Write that down.
So this is the IT and the D show,
and we just lost Detroit.
Raw Radio X Studios.
Right. So our phone number is not that anybody's ever actually going to call, other than our friends and family, but it's 313. 462-0107. You can find us on Twitter at IT and the D. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/IT and the D. And the other thing we did not talk about yet is that we have an event.
Who owned the Chiefs?
We talked about who owns the Chiefs. But we didn't talk. We have an event Thursday night.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Totally forgot about that.
Which we suck.
That I'm not going to be at.
Yeah, you're going to be in Minneapolis. Thanks.
Wah, wah.
Is there a Blackfin in Minneapolis? You can
probably.
You can be there, and then we can video conference.
Yeah, let's Skype him in on the big screen.
No, via Cisco.
That'll be the second time. That'll be the second time we've been on TV.
No, via Cisco telepresence. Then I'll show up.
There you go.
I'll just sit there on the big screen. So
I don't know if their network can actually handle that. But
we'll sell it to them.
Yeah, but will it get installed by Thursday?
Right.
No. Have their geeks talk to the Royal Oak geeks.
Right. So we've got our event Thursday night, Blackfin, Royal Oak, back room, 5:01 p.m. start time,
Social.
just like always. One of our good casual networking events.
Which will probably be a lot bigger because it's offshoot from the
Yep, we will
November
always have
event.
the ripple effect of our Pink Slip Party last month that we did down at St. Andrews Hall. So, I mean, there's going to be a good number of recruiters, job seekers, and people just looking to make connections in the industry that'll be there, which actually is a good segue into what we were just yakking about with Melinda Ann over there, talking about looking to find a gig in the IT industry, and we've got two recruiters in the room, and that's kind of what we do.
Scott's not a recruiter anymore.
Scott's not a recruiter.
Well, and that's why
he went to the dark side.
I went with one real, one pseudo, and then I just kind of
I can be a pseudo recruiter. That's fine.
There you go. You are.
But no, so Melinda, you're looking, or Melinda, is it Melinda or Melinda
It's
Ann?
actually Melinda Ann.
Melinda Ann,
Most
okay.
people don't want to go that extra.
Can we call you M Ann?
M Ann.
Bob's really going for that single initial. You really want to do that, don't you?
Have you seen her? I'm not going to call her man.
Right.
No. M Ann. No.
You can call me whatever you want. You can call me whatever.
Oh.
She's your private dancer.
And mark that time down.
And 10:07.
So we've got 1, 2. That was the fifth one.
That's all Melinda Ann's.
Yes, you're going to be a drop.
Yes.
What if I say, call me here, kitty kitty? Is that bad?
Oh, that's another one.
10:08.
Dave, you might as well just isolate the entire second hour.
Never getting hired. This is it.
Yeah, right.
I'm destined into a life on radio.
Weren't we talking about the pros and cons, mostly cons of social media?
Yeah, and of coming on our show, apparently.
And mark that one down.
Socially doomed. Do you understand that?
So no, I mean, you're looking for a gig in IT sales. So you're just starting to reach out and look around, and so what are you doing thus far? Where have you been? What have you gone? Who have you talked to?
This is going to sound horrible, but I'm brand new. I'm just brand new
Right.
out in the, I've been in the same kind of role for a decade or so. I'm not sure what's going on to my left over here, but
just
Mr.
stroke the
Sabelico
microphone.
is having a time with his microphone.
Sorry,
It's
Scott.
limp.
Scott needs to rub his mic a little bit. Apparently,
Yeah, it's gone limp.
Do you want me to
some
help you?
Viagra there?
I'm a little old. Sorry.
Just hold it up. It'll be fine.
All right.
this never happens any other time. I'm sorry. It's never happened to me before. It must be you.
I got nothing.
You
10:09, 10:10.
Just mark the entire second hour.
Is it all this IT talk?
Dave, where did your parents work?
Whang.
Yeah,
Well, and we actually dropped it because he set it up, and I couldn't resist. That's in the new opening now, where there I was banging on my wang. When I was, Woo!
Look at you in a
Oh my!
Right.
So back to business.
That's the drop we need.
Oh my!
Oh my.
So you're starting to get out and look around for an IT sales gig.
Starting to get out and look around. For the last decade or so, I've been in higher education, specifically in master's programs, creating apps for the delivery of custom course materials.
Okay.
So, kind of moving out of that position, communications is my background. I've spoken to a ton of people, mostly somebody to my left. IT
So
would be
a
ton
a
of people.
great transition.
So you haven't gotten very far yet, is what you're saying.
She's just starting out.
In about 2 weeks, I've had about 14 calls and meetings.
Fantastic.
Different companies. So I'm just trying to weigh my options and kind of check it out.
Yeah, figure out what's out there and what makes sense, what doesn't.
What I wanna
Absolutely.
So what, groups, companies are you kind of targeting?
Well, I'm not really targeting anybody just yet. Most of it has been word of mouth. I haven't really targeted anybody yet. So
Okay.
I think by going to maybe some of the events, I did stop at the Pink Slip Party.
Yep.
Just momentarily, and that was great. Met a few people there, and have met with some of those people outside of there. I'm not sure yet. I'm really, since I'm so new.
So from a first-timer's view, just out of curiosity, you're walking into a room with 500 people. Obviously, you could, sell ketchup popsicles to Eskimos.
I could.
But were you overwhelmed walking into a group like that, or how did you
Not at
handle
all.
it?
And where I excel is in person. I love being in a group. I love being in a room of hundreds of people. I'm a public speaker for Gift of Life Michigan.
Right.
I like being able to man a crowd and really take over. So that's where I'm most comfortable. Not nervous at all. Even
So
if
the
it's a
opposite of our
subject I
core
don't know.
demographic.
I was gonna say, no. Yeah.
Again, you'll never be hired, Melinda.
Because
Polar
even
opposite.
No, because even I get overwhelmed because I'm like, oh my god, I need to meet everybody, right? That's kind of my point. It's not.
Maybe you didn't have enough alcohol that day.
No, I did. Trust me. No, but it's not. For me. It's not so much. Oh my god, I need to. How do I talk to them? It's how do I talk to everyone now?
Well, and with that,
and retain the information. I met you just now, and I already forgot your name.
Right, and you're gone.
Yeah.
No, but it's a little different with us because with us, it's everybody coming to us looking for help, guidance, suggestions.
Yeah, it's like we have to keep all of that on file rapidly. So
That is so scary.
Yeah. Well, then I was on shawarma duty, so I had to like worry about that all night.
Right.
We didn't even get shawarma. We didn't even eat that
I
night.
didn't get any.
You missed the shawarma?
We did.
Oh,
We
my
totally
God.
missed it.
How did you
Bucharest
miss the
Grill is like changed my life.
Oh, and we go there after the Tigers games.
I was very happy. My review of Bucharest Grill was the Yelp review of
Was
the
the
day.
Yelp?
on
Was it
Saturday.
really?
It was
Nice.
So Melinda,
That started
do you
with
wanna get into,
Ermiger,
like,
chicken
marketing,
turmer.
or-
I would love marketing. I would
Okay.
love marketing. I worked in marketing for several years, kind of before I started sales, so I'm comfortable in marketing for sure.
So, Melinda, tell us a little bit about some of the success you've had and maybe some of the challenges that you've experienced in seeking employment.
The challenges are
You stole my
interesting.
question.
Seeing as how I'm still looking, I think the successes are just reaching out and networking and making sure that my network is strong. The challenges that I face are, and this is interesting because I just had a meeting on Saturday at noon in downtown Ann Arbor, and I've told Scott about it. That's why he's laughing about it. It was with a company that I won't name, but
Sorry, nobody listens.
What do they rhyme with?
right.
That was pretty good. I was going to say on the spot.
So we went through the whole meeting. He asked me to meet him, over lunch, and we were going to talk about things. I was like, "This is great. This
Do you
was
live
so
alone?
quick." Yeah, it was basically like give me your
Yep.
Craigslist bio, and at the end of the meal, it was, I'm so glad you accepted my invitation for lunch. I'd love to take you out again. And we never talked about anything dealing with work at all. So it was kind of like, I'm so glad you actually went out with me. And I was thinking, in what world do you live in where I would actually go out with you sober? This is no.
You want to make $13 the hard way?
So that was fun time.
And isolate that one.
This doesn't actually. Seriously?
Yeah, but that's not the first time. That's happened to me several times before.
Now, was that Oily Weasel guy?
I'm sorry,
Dave,
Melinda,
this
but
doesn't
you're
happen to
just
people like
fine.
us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because
Right?
go figure. I never get that. That never happens. to me.
Do we have a don't be that
Dave,
guy
you're
for that?
not a chick. Come on.
That's right. I think it might be a little more difficult. I'm not sure. I really haven't had to look for a job in a decade. I really never had to look for a job. I've always had a job.
And that's so funny because there's a .NET developer who I'm working with right this moment who has never been in an interview in 10 years. Why? Because it's been word of mouth, or it's been her husband's friend or a friend of a friend.
With your network.
Yeah, through her
Right.
network that she's gotten a job. And now that we're sending her out to interviews, she's so nervous. And
She's never actually had to
Right.
put the effort
Actually
forward
go through an
go
interview.
through the
Yeah.
she's
right.
just like,
Go
oh
through
my
the motions.
gosh, what do I do?
If you were a tree, what kind of tree would you be?
Exactly.
Right. How many quarters would it take to stack to the top of the Empire State Building?
What? That's not a question, is it?
No, it absolutely is.
That's
My
the
father
dumbest
had
thing
my
I've ever
father had to go through that. He was laid off at the company he was at a couple years ago, and he's never interviewed for a job. Like that was the job he had from college.
Well, dude, we had the guy that showed up
And
the
he was
black
helping me, or I was helping him do his resume. He goes, Jeff, I have no idea how to do a resume.
We had the guy that showed up at the Blackfin event last year that literally walked in and he's like, "Look, I've been at Ford for 28 years. I
Right.
just got let go.
What do I do?"
The last resume I did was on a typewriter.
Yeah.
Literally. Now what?
Yep.
Take me under your wing.
Similar
and help me.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I,
I mean,
set him up with a LinkedIn profile. I'm like,
Right.
hey, this is where you start.
Step one.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, talking about coming from a different industry. Then that has its own unique set of challenges, and
Oh,
we've
certainly.
Yeah.
I mean, IT is a completely different world from what I'm used to. Though we touched IT, it wasn't the world that I lived in. So this is going to sound interesting, but I hate the process of learning. I like the process of teaching. I want to master it and teach it. I don't really want to get to know it. If it takes
the
a long time
obsessive
to get to know it.
OCD-ness. You're my kind of girl.
I'm a speed reader.
Yeah.
And a natural editor. I speed read, and I can go through something in seconds and pick
Wow.
it apart. I'm a total closet dork.
And you're hired.
Speechless.
Yeah, exactly.
Any marketing companies out there?
So
that
IT
wanna
says, why
join?
haven't you? Are you not interested in doing some sort of IT related training?
Oh, I
Like
would
you-
love to.
Yeah.
I really haven't. It hasn't even presented itself to me just yet.
So you really are. You're just trying to figure out what's out there, what's possible, what's yeah.
I was thinking
I think
New,
it's
New Horizons Grand Circus. I mean, they would love her. My gosh.
That's exactly what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot to do with timing too, because the job I just got now, I was hired against the grain of what they typically hired. But what I'm saying is, a lot of it had to do with because they used to hire a certain type of person, a certain type of background. Me, they took a complete left turn, and it was I don't know if it's an experiment or if that's what they just wanted to kind of change it up a bit. But it seems like with you, it'd have to be like a timing thing. Like they have to be looking for someone to do a complete left turn and to start something, So, we got to talk offline because I got a lot of ideas for you on the sales route.
Yeah.
Recruiting.
Sales just comes easy to me. I think.
I think you would not nothing personal, but I think you'd hate recruiting.
No, and that's what we talked about on the break.
Yeah.
We talked about it, and there's no way that she would make it. The whole marketing media type thing is her deal. So,
I mean, being a recruiter would drive you nuts.
Probably.
Right? Yeah.
Well, even account sales would drive her nuts being on the recruiting side.
Oh, on the recruiting side, yeah. But
I'm thinking that she could be an awesome tech trainer.
You know what
Absolutely.
I would love? What I would love, honestly, is if I walked into a company, they give me a list of their top 10 companies they've never been able to work with, ideal companies that would be perfect for them, but they've never been able to get a meeting with. I want to go to those companies, get the meetings, and close those deals. That would be ideal for me.
And I have the perfect company for you.
I'm Valverde.
You get to drink coffee.
Because she's a closer. Right.
I like those challenges.
And here's your
We'll see where this
coffee
goes.
right now.
Yeah.
Like...
As you're hammering those wines down like a champ.
Like a champ. Look at this. This is number
Bring out
one
the
is
funnel.
empty. I will say it's like 4 ounces, though, so it's like a baby bottle. But
That's like a shot.
Hey,
shot of
you
wine.
make me sound cool on air.
So does
They give you that extra
PBR.
confidence,
Put a nipple in
right?
that bottle.
But whatever.
No, so I mean, and that I guess that doubles back to Davina. From an iTalent perspective, I mean, you've seen a lot of what's going on in the market and what's going on out there. I mean, what do you tell somebody that's getting into that career transition mode? I mean, it's and we've had this conversation a lot with people. It's okay, there are things that translate, there are things that don't. I mean, as a recruiter, what do you tell somebody that's when the resume shows up and says, hey, play ABBA in the background, take a chance on me? What do you do?
Take a chance.
Well, here's
How's
the
that go
thing.
again, Bob?
You change your mind.
Take a chance.
Here's the thing that I do. Even though the resume may look horrible, I still give you a call because you never know. You never know their background. And here's a prime example. I'm talking to somebody whose data analysis background, their resume did not speak it at all. Okay? So here's the point that I'm going to tell you. You want to get into IT sales, you better make sure that you have your highlighted points in your summary and make sure that that is your most highlighted point. Highlight those points through your resume and show them.
I think one of the most important things to think about when you're talking about a new job and you're in sales is to have solid references, not personal references, but business references.
Right.
And
Even
have a
your numbers.
good book of business. If you have 3 or 4 solid accounts you've maintained over the past 10
Target,
years.
here's what I did. This is,
Absolutely.
group,
Yeah.
this is what I
Here,
did. Yep.
Call my customers.
It's like a case
Because
study.
at the end of the day, you can learn new technology to a point, but those relationships are
Scott,
very,
I walked
very hard.
into an interview
Good
once
advice.
with a PowerPoint 30, 60, 90 and a relationship map. Here's the Midwest. Here's everyone I've ever did over $10 million of business with.
Here's my LinkedIn third-degree connections.
No, not that.
But I don't know any of them.
But what I said, I walked in the interview saying, I know this job, I know the role, I know the customers. Here's who I dealt with. Here's who I have relationships with. I'm like, he almost couldn't say no. You know what I mean? I had the thing
Absolutely.
nailed down.
If you build trust with your customers, they're going to continue to buy from you no matter where you go, what you do.
Well, that was
they'll
the first
continue to buy from you.
I called the VP of sales of a partner that I've dealt with, and I give him a call. He goes, "Yeah, I saw on LinkedIn. Let me guess, I'm selling Cisco now." I go, "Yeah, you are." and I took him to Founders, and 8 pints later, yes, he's selling Cisco now. So,
and that's how it's done.
That's how it's done. Exactly.
Right. And that's the same thing for you, Melinda. Just show that stuff through your resume, show your targets, show, your sales. If you landed 3 new accounts this year, great. Show it on your resume. Make sure your numbers are on there because your new companies are definitely going to want to see those types of things. Got to find the best recruiter for you.
Well, and we actually had this conversation last week with, George and Elise and April from Brightwing, the whole, making sure you find
someone you can work with that is
somebody
that clicks with you.
Right,
and
that's not a the typical stereotypical clueless recruiter.
Right.
Someone that's actually got a little bit of a vested interest, that's willing to work with you and hang out and spend some time, doing the resume rewrites and making sure.
I mean, it's worth your time.
Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was one of the old jokes me and Dave did when we walked in the first Shifting Gears. They had us go hey guys, what's the perfect resume? And I go, listen, I work for,
the one that gets you
the one that gets you the job. And I said, I have a Microsoft template I use to get into Hewlett Packard through Monster. I go, there isn't a perfect science to any of this.
Yeah, the perfect resume is the one where you click File, New, Resume, top left quadrant, the one that loads
most
with the most
downloaded.
views done.
Right. What's the old joke? Take the objective off, of your resume.
The objective
is to
of
get
any
a job.
resume is to get a job.
How many resumes do you have?
Does Mishwork still make you do objectives?
Yeah.
Remember we fought about that with them?
Absolutely, they do.
That makes no. Who reads that?
To get a job. That's my objective.
Which I want. That's what I want
to
everyone
utilize
to do.
to utilize my skills in business transformation development, so I can change.
You got to do it in your geek voice.
So I'd like to do some software and learn how to. Anyway, but no one reads that and goes, "Why, yes, the perfect candidate."
Yes, the unicorn, the purple unicorn.
Updating my resume, showing my stats, showing that, hey, I've hired this many people this year. Whether it's been contract or perm.
36. What?
Only if she's 5'3".
The stats. What's up?
No, but
exactly.
but one of the points.
That's the wrong job board.
And welcome to Detroit Net After Dark. No, but that's one of the things Davina was just touching on is tailoring your resume. So at any given point in time, I always said your resume ought to be like like the daylight savings time reminder. It used to be change the batteries in your fire alarms. You ought to be dusting off your resume at that point. I've got like 8 different versions of my resume. Depending on.
You're an anomaly, though. That's not.
But that's sad.
And I have one resume. For me, I don't need more than one.
I'm
sales
guy.
You're a sales
Exactly.
As for
Here's a
Dave?
picture of me with a beer with a client. Sold.
But
here's me punch a code. Look at me.
That's it. No, but I've got my hey, I'm a vice president, executive, kind of resume. I've got my
I get it.
I've got my hardcore geek resume. I've got my operations manager resume. I've got my I can be the that bridge between worlds resume. And depending on what gig you're looking for, you have to have that. You
I
have
can be
to
your
have
hero, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I am your private dancer. Your dancer for money. Do what you want me to do.
Call me anything. Just make sure the check clears.
Stop.
This is the IT and the D show.
We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
See you guys in the emergency room, huh?
Hello, pretty lady. Tell me something. What's a beautiful broad like you doing with a malacca like this, huh?
It's purely sexual.
No, it...
She's into malaccas, Dino.
She's into malacas. Do you believe that?
It's the exact same quote we said when Scott walked in with Melinda. I was like, what does a beautiful girl like you do with a malacca like
The love over here?
Yes! But you came in with us, so no one could really make comments,
Screw you.
Wait, what? Nice recovery, Bob.
No one was in here to make comments because she came in here with us.
Nice.
Good back
Hey, I
pedal.
went to go get your snacks.
This is the IT and the D show.
All right.
Presented by DetroitNets.org.
And the phone number is 313-462-0107.
No one's going to call.
No one's going to call. You can hit us on Twitter at IT and the D.
No one's going to add us.
No one's going to hit us up. Or you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/IT and the D.
No one's
We're
going to like
geeks.
us.
No one likes us. It's just like high school all over again.
Right. You can always talk to me about
And of
sports.
course, on Meetup, Ray's going to give us a bad
it's
review
not
after
us.
the show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ray will hate the program after we're
Pretty
done.
much, yeah.
Right.
Worst
Ray,
show
just
ever.
call in.
So we've
Scott's
got
microphone's broken.
So
Thanks,
before
Ray.
I forget, again, we've got our event Thursday night,
that's
Blackfin,
right.
Royal Oak, back room, 501. That's where we're going to be. The other thing that
We'll
was
Skype Bob in.
Yeah, we'll Skype Bob in from Minneapolis. The other thing we were yakking about was, so we've been asked to do a lot of stuff with other industries and other areas, other cities, other venues, and candidly, we just do not have the time, effort, energy, patience, inclination.
We actually all have
tolerance.
day jobs.
Right. So we did launch something else at networkmichigan.org. And it's at facebook.com/networkingmichigan because apparently there was some U of M alumni group that had Network Michigan. Jerks.
Stupid marketing geniuses.
Yeah,
Sorry.
But yes. But no, so I mean, so Network Michigan is, basically we've decided that, okay, we're good with helping people. And so there are people out there.
We're good here. Thanks.
Right. No, there are people that have said, look, I want to do what you guys do. And we kind of joked about it with Joel a little bit earlier, even as far out as, New Hampshire. And we've got folks in Florida and a few other places that want to do it. But,
We've gone plaid.
Right. So baby steps, networkmichigan.org is we're going to help people get events like us that believe in what we believe in, that want to run events like we want to run them, and want to do the same kind of things that we do. And so, so actually the week after our events, they're doing their events. So they had an event. We had ours on 9/19. They had one on 9/26. Their first kickoff event at Frank's Press Box East in Okemos. Way down in Okemos.
That's going to be their new MO, right? The fourth fourth Thursday of every.
They're going to run it the week after ours. So the next one, ours is 10/17. Theirs is going to be 10/24.
Very cool.
Same place, Frank's Press Box East in Okemos. We've actually got that event out on our site as well, under our events. We're throwing things out there, but it is also out at networkmichigan.org and at facebook.com/networkingmichigan. So if you're not in the Metro Detroit area, and we know we have listeners that aren't, and you're looking for an event like ours, they're good people. They buy what we buy. They believe what we believe, and they want to do what we do.
I'm this close to opening the chapter in Grand Rapids to have a monthly event at Founders. I did talk to the Founders manager when I was there.
The founder of Founders?
Yes.
That's very meta
And
of you.
they said that, I just said, hey, we just need a roped off area, and he was down with it. So we might have a Grand Rapids chapter pretty soon.
That's
I like how you call it a chapter.
What is it supposed to be?
No, I mean, that's cool.
It is a chapter.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, we have like secret
sounds very
ceremonies, and
official.
from
It
now
does,
on,
doesn't it?
your
Yes.
Delta Tau Chi name is
Yeah, right. We need pledge pins.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
right. Is that a pledge pin on your uniform?
Well, we may or may not be there. We should try to support them this month.
Again, that gets back to the whole I don't have time for that. Let's be real.
I was trying to call you out on the on last month.
Yeah,
let's just call it no.
last month well, that's why I'm trying to make sure I talk about it now.
Right, exactly.
'Cause I
Instead of the day of.
Yeah, I forgot until like 4:00 the day of that they were actually doing it, and I'm
Well,
like,
no one they had a small.
Well, it was humble beginnings. I mean, that's how Detroit Net started, right? It was the three of us.
People forget that we were 4, 5, 6 guys sitting around for what?
Post-Bar
7-8 months.
Ferndale.
7-8 months on $2 beer night at the Post Ferndale. So you're thinking $2 beer night, I'll bring them out. No.
Crickets.
Yeah.
People forget.
But I think the whole thing.
What was that voice?
From the 10
more
commandments.
importantly, what was the jazz hand? Scott?
Yeah.
What was that?
From the 10 commandments of networking, though, what's the first thing we do? Be persistent,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And I think persistency builds habit, and habit builds networks.
Yeah,
and
that's
networks build-
going to be like Skrill. I don't think persistency is a word.
What are you, Yoda?
Yes, it is.
Persistence is a word. Persistency.
You know what? It's a word until I say it's not a word.
You had an epiphany? What was that?
English is your second language, then yeah, we'll let you get away with that.
I had an epiphany once, but it turns out that was just your stage name. So,
Welcome to the fourth segment of IT and the D.
So great.
Write down that time, right?
Yeah, right.
No, let's not write down that time. But no, so I mean, at last segment, we always want to double back and make sure that we talk about, the things that we've hit on, briefly in the earlier segments. So, I mean, Davina, so iTalent is, I'm assuming, still at iTalent-LLC.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Sadly,
Oh, God.
Did we get the .co of that yet?
We do not have the new website up and going, and
Are they working on it?
They are.
Okay.
They are working on
Who are
it.
they?
Jeff.
You know what? I don't know.
I was just going to say, is it a WordPress?
Tell them to go to.
No, it honestly.
Yeah, go to 99 Designs.
Go to GoDaddy first.
let me tell you this. We have added 4 new people in the past month.
To work on the website?
No. We have added...
To work on the domain?
Big website.
So we have a new marketing team. Okay? Social media.
And 40.
Yeah, thanks, Dave.
Oh, no, not you, Jeff.
But still, it's still out there. It's still iTalent-LLC.com.
And all the... Well, no, and all the jobs here in the area and all the stuff that you've got going on are out there that people can find and apply for and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, here's the thing. .NET is hot. You're a .NET developer looking for a position.
I swear to God,
I thought she was talking about the iTalent domains. I'm like, why would .NET be?
No.
I mean, we have IT&D.net, but
Yeah,
I mean, that's just a refer.
Absolutely not.
So
SQL
mobile.
DBA.
That was Scott.
Hot. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You know.
Thank you. Buster Poindexter just got that.
Anytime.
Security networks. You know, we've got a lot.
Security networks.
Like security engineers.
Security engineers.
Mobile active.
Even application support specialists. We have
Like
that
from a
going
help
on.
desk
Yeah, I was
perspective?
gonna say, what does
or
that mean?
No.
Any QA testers available?
No.
You've been waiting 2 hours for that, haven't you?
I have.
No, there's honestly...
Never gets old.
I thought we said we were never giving Hillary any more airtime ever.
And there you go.
I didn't. And then.
And then. There's no more and then.
Yeah, no and then.
To be quite honest, we have so much going on here at iTalent. It's ridiculous.
Are you listing all the positions on the website, or is it
There
just
are some of
recruiting
the
funnel?
positions on the website. A good portion is through our LinkedIn, or
Okay.
even if you go to Career Builder
Or
and
DetroitNet's LinkedIn group?
DetroitNet, yeah, LinkedIn group, which actually
Career
combines-
Builder still a thing?
Yeah, Career Builder is actually still a thing here in Michigan. We've noticed between Career Builder, Monster, and Dice.
I thought Indeed is that's the de facto.
LinkedIn.
Well, they're all meta collectors. I mean,
Yeah,
it's no different. Like if you and I know this from like my day job world. You know, there are you've got Yahoo Autos and AOL Autos and all these like different auto sales websites. But at the end of the day, there are like 3 meta collectors that actually feed all of the sites that are out there.
Yeah, I was doing a bunch of digital cleanup this past weekend, and I was actually out on Monster.com for the first time since like 2004, and it's totally different. I don't even know if that's even still active, but I was out there just checking it out, like logging, just to see if my login still
Oh, it is
exists.
because I still get dated emails from it from a profile that I've
Right, and my login ID worked, and I'm logged in, and it was welcome back, and it's been X number of years since you've been. Fill out your profile all over again.
Yeah.
And do you even use Monster?
We do.
I thought Dice and LinkedIn were the go-tos.
But here's the thing. Okay, so Career Builder here in Michigan is the biggest thing. The next one is Monster. The third one is Dice.
Really?
Yes, because it depends on where you are in your career. As for someone who's a VP, you're going to use more of your Dice. Any of your .NET people, you're going to find
Your mid-range developers. Just ignore them.
Yeah, absolutely. You're gonna find Career Builder and Monster.
Mike on Twitter just said, "Don't forget about the iTalent site."
Yeah, and my talent bank. So here's the thing.
Which brings us back to the whole: you have to put an objective on your resume in order to get listed through the site, and
blah blah blah.
And
but no, we probably should mention the MI Talent site since they were one of the sponsors of our event that we were. Yeah, it's mitalent.org.
Right.
Who populates MI Talent though? Is that the recruiters like you?
No, it's the state of Michigan. That's what.
No, I mean, who populates those?
With jobs.
Yeah.
It could be anybody.
Is it still like? Are there a lot of is it proactively posting jobs there, or is it going through combing for resumes there?
It's both, to be quite honest. Because here's the thing: now they've made it so tight to the point where they just don't want third-party recruiters.
See, and that's what I've heard from a lot of places is they've actually raised the barrier of entry to the point where it's difficult to go in and do a search for resumes for a lot of the companies that are out there looking to hire people.
Absolutely. It's completely changed.
Scott, you look like you're dying to chime in with something.
Oh, no.
I think he's just dying.
I'm just dying.
You've had a couple of PBRs and a sleeping pill.
Yeah.
No, in
Why?
order to find the resumes, because they've changed their whole profiles and changing how to find resumes, because they just don't want these.
So the user experience is just as frustrating for you as it is for a job seeker.
Absolutely.
If not worse, probably.
It's ridiculous, the stuff that we had to go through. We had to actually call a career counselor.
If only we
and we had
knew
to talk
someone to
them.
talk to about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Who do we talk to if anybody else is having issues?
That's the whole thing. So, you've got, these mandatory things where, if you want to collect unemployment, if you want to do this, you have to, upload your resume, you have to get out there, you have to do this other stuff, where at the end of the day, we keep harping on short circuit that entire process. You shouldn't be having to
Johnny
go to
number
job.
5?
Yeah, exactly. Really?
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. More input. No, you
So I couldn't remember the line. That's it. Johnny.
Number 5 alive. No, disassemble. Goddamn, now I'm going to segue on that for like 10 minutes if you let me. No, but I mean, that's, the whole networking 101 is, short circuit that entire process by not caring about, and I will stab you in the neck with a pen, I swear to God. But that's the whole point. Is you shouldn't have to go to a job board to find a job. It should be from word of mouth. It should be your network.
Your network,
and that's to your point earlier is making sure your network is strong enough to carry you through those times.
Dave, case in point, the reason is that when the job is posted, they probably got 400,000 or 500,000 resumes.
It's way too late.
How the hell do you differentiate yourself? You can't.
Right. You need that. You need the relationship beforehand.
You do.
Yeah.
And here's the thing is I've posted one specific position, I'm not going to say which one, and I've gotten office resumes. I've gotten truck driver resumes.
Really?
For a position.
So people are just submitting blindly.
They're just submitting blindly because they don't care.
they just don't. They don't get it.
Well, my talent bank
It's not that they don't care. They just don't get it.
Because part of the shtick with iTalent is you have to be able to show you applied for X number of positions.
So let's segue this though. So you have someone
so it's the equivalent of stacking the deck and voting for an internet.
Right.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
I mean, you talk about you have resumes for people. So you have someone like Melinda, and it's like, hey, I'm trying to break into IT. So she's sending a resume out saying I'm a reporter.
She's getting drowned out by all
and then
these
people are looking at
auto-submission.
a report. I'm not going to hire her.
Well,
but they have no idea how. But they have no idea how cool you are.
Senior sales executive account out.
But here's the thing about Melinda. If she's got something about sales and she put her resume to a sales position and it has nothing to do with what she's going to do, I'm still going to give her a call because you bet your butt I do have another position that matches her skill set. And that's the difference between me and some of the other recruiters that are out there.
Well, and that's what we've said, a million times over the course of our events is, you're going to get more, and that's why we started them. That's why we started the pink slip parties. Is you're going to get more out of a 2-minute face-to-face conversation with somebody than you will over a month of blasting out resumes blindly or anything
How
like
about
that.
the one.net person that you guys told me I need to speak with?
Oh, yeah, that literally showed up and just put .NET Dev on her badge, and it was actually the sister of somebody that I work with.
You never have a requirement that in order to get the job, you have to have a profile or a resume out on Monster or Dice.
No,
or
absolutely not.
I mean, that's like a last resort.
Right, and it absolutely is.
Well, I mean, and that was the whole. I mean, that's the whole point. And we told her. I mean, when she walked in and had .NET developer on her name tag, we were like, "You're going to get
surrounded,
like dogpiled." Like,
if you walk out of here without getting a job,
there's not a recruiter here that doesn't want to talk to you.
Right. And here's the thing. We're in limbo on this one position with this one person, and I am crossing my fingers. We find out everything on Friday. So fingers crossed that everything works
Jack
out.
be nimble, Jack be quick. No, Jack
and that's the unfortunate part is sometimes you end up being the runner-up, but at the end of the day, you could still end up being the top person, even though you're runner-up. You still.
Hey guys, what you're saying is don't turn in my truck driver's resume. Is that what you're telling me?
Absolutely, don't turn in your truck driver resume.
Tailor it.
Yeah.
Isn't that like Ricky Bobby though? If you're not first, you're last. I mean,
no, because I mean the whole point is, I mean it's. Not the whole it's an honor to be nominated thing, but I mean it's about that whole relationship, and no, you may not be the person that makes the final cut with one particular client, but as long as you stay,
it's persistence. You have to stay active.
As long as you stay locked
Persistency?
Persistency.
Right.
Yeah.
Judicial system. No, but as long as you stay locked in with the right recruiter that's actually doing the right thing by you and making sure you're getting submitted to the right gigs, that's what's going to pay off in the long run. That's the entire point.
How many really do that, though? I mean,
There are
really do that.
Oh, very few do.
And that's, I'll say 10%.
And you know what Bob brought up? I mean, that's how you stand out from the crowd.
No, because I mean, here's how many people have we talked to over the course of our events where they all have the same story? Where, damn it, 4 different recruiters all submitted me to the same position at Ford, and now I'm locked out.
Yep.
Well, that's your fault for sending your resume and telling 4 different recruiters to go do their thing for you instead of picking one and rolling with it, because that's what happened.
Well,
it's partially their responsibility as recruiters, but it's also you need to let that recruiter know. I mean, that particular situation.
But if you don't have a relationship,
out,
if you don't have a relationship with a recruiter,
how are they going to know?
Lock into one?
Right, and here's
but that's networking 101. You should
have a relationship.
No, but how many times have we sat there like in front of the MEDC things and just said, okay, look, here's what we get out of this event. Or this group or our events. There are 400 or 500 recruiters that are members of the LinkedIn group. There are 60 that are regular participants and show up. There are 30 that are fairly active. That I would consider. I've got a good passing acquaintance with. Maybe even call them friends. There are 4 or 5 that if I need a job tomorrow, that's who I call on and that's who I trust.
And there's one that you'll propose to tomorrow if you were.
Agreed.
That's on the worth half list.
Right.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah. That was another conversation at the bar that you missed earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Guys, this is the second time on the show, and we've had lots of conversations, veer off in different directions, but it always kind of swings around to the fact that you've got to set yourself apart from everybody else. You've got to make it personal. You got to create the relationship. Pick up the phone. You can't just throw a resume online and expect to be found.
Don't sit on your butt.
Yeah.
Well, but it gets back to that whole thing we were harping about. One of the last episodes where there were people that were walking out of the event at St. Andrews at 5:30, complaining that the recruiters weren't coming up to me.
I'm sorry that the free beer was not cold enough.
Right. You're single and you walk into a bar and you leave after a half an hour because none of the girls came and talked to me.
Those lights aren't twinkling, Clark.
Well, here's the other thing: is iTalent didn't even get there until 7:00.
Right.
Yeah.
So
and there was somebody actually waiting for you.
Exactly.
Right.
There absolutely was.
Was it that .NET unicorn?
Unfortunately, I didn't get there on time, and I feel really bad. But at the same time, if you're looking for that specific
pick the phone up, make a phone call.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Well, when you are looking for a job, your job is to find a job. That's how that works.
My whole thing is
it's a full-time job. It has to be. You have to treat it that way.
Is. And here's my whole thing is just because I may not have a job for you, guess what? I have friends in this recruiting world, and I'm still going to pass you along to my friends because I can't do anything with you, but somebody else can.
Yeah.
It's not.
It's funny you say that. I've went through the recruiting circuit probably like twice in my life.
Yeah.
And even if one job didn't click, I started getting 4 or 5 phone calls from recruiters, and I'm like, wait a minute, are they talking?
Yes,
because
they absolutely are.
I figured that real quick. Okay, they must be talking because they didn't get me in that one, but they liked me enough.
They talk good touch, they talk bad touch.
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's why you never burn a bridge. That's why you never say bad about anybody. That's why you never screw you.
The IT industry is a very, very, very small industry.
Right. But if a recruiter doesn't find you a gig, you don't burn the bridge and say I hate you.
Right.
Hey, because chances are,
So we are getting ready to bounce up against the end of the show. Believe it or not, already.
Who owns the show?
Who owned the show? Yeah. No. So I want to make sure we double back and so Davina you can find out at iTalent-LLC.com and all of the gigs and positions they have
or
out
do
there.
me a favor, just contact Bob and Dave, and they'll get you in touch with me.
So
what am I, chopped liver?
So,
and Jeff, but
Scott, during the break, did we figure out is it GoodwillIndustries.org?
He's still looking. He's still looking it up.
Goodwill Detroit.
He's got Google on his phone.
GoodwillDetroit.org.
Yes.
All right, so I'll make sure that we hit that.
Yep.
And Melinda, are you coming to our event Thursday night?
I can come to your event Thursday night. Yes.
We will see you at the Blackfin. That is
Fantastic.
That is our.
That
next
sounds convincing.
I know. Right. I can. Come
I'll tell you. I'll call you.
Meet me there.
That's
Just Google me.
Will Scott be there on Thursday night?
She just put us in the friend zone, I think.
Go Tigers.
Probably for the best. So, all right. So Thursday night, Blackfin, Back Room, Royal Oak, 5:01 p.m. That's our next event.
I might be there like at 8 o'clock. You guys can still be there.
We'll Skype you in.
Yeah,
fair.
Oh, you're actually going to be on the plane?
I think I land at like 7, so I might get there at 8.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Very cool.
Yeah, we'll be gone by 8. Really.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
We'll leave the tab for you.
Right.
Awesome.
So this has been the IT and the D Show, episode 15. Who owned the Chiefs. Thanks for listening, and hope to hear you guys, or actually hope to have you guys tune in next week and see you on Thursday night.
Beat it.
See ya.
Peace.
See you guys.
Bye.
The emergency destruct system is now activated.
My shoes cost more than your house.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Go that way. Really fast. If something gets in your way, turn.
Look out, Flash!
Flash! Don't move! Stay where you are!
Long live Flash! You've saved your ass. Have a nice day.
That's all, folks.
Eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. Are we gonna do what they say can't be done? We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there. I'm eastbound just